goes to Ho, and it's really playing it. Oh, spinning back fist.
Knocked Crossy down, looking for the finish. Ho unleashing fury.
An Tuan Ho finished his amateur career undefeated and lived up to the hype in his professional debut. His coaches and training partners expect big things for him in the future.
The kid's super talented, man. The kid is a sponge. You show him something and you look at him later, he's practicing on the bag by himself. Wise-spirited for a 21-year-old kid.
The fact that he's adapted so quickly is really impressive. But he's a really good athlete. A good athlete that applies himself, there's no reason they can't be great. Time will tell if he's able to make it to the top.
The future seems bright for Ho, whose journey hasn't always been easy. As a child in Vietnam, life growing up was at times tough for him and his family.
We always had food on the table, but we were also struggling financially too. My mom was carrying most of the load. I wouldn't say that I was really broke, but wasn't rich neither.
Ho lived in Vietnam for 10 years until he was given the opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to come to the United States.
I grew up with my mom over there while my dad was over here working. Him and my family helped put together money to sponsor me and my mom to go over here. I feel like God really blessed me. A couple of my cousins, they're supposed to be over here, but something happened with the paperwork. They never got the chance.
Life in the United States was quite the adjustment for Ho. He had to learn English from scratch and familiarize himself with a completely new place, something he had never done before in the past.
Growing up, I didn't know how to fight. I didn't know any English, so it was kind of hard for me to make friends. I was kind of bullied for not being able to speak English. Kids would pick on me at school and I wouldn't know what to do.
As time went on, he began to hang out with the wrong crowd. His peers would get into trouble and cause fights. Ho decided to take a different path when he walked past a gym and saw people training and hitting the bags.
I thought that was really interesting because I didn't know how to fight or I didn't know how to defend myself at all. And I was a little chubby kid too. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to build confidence a little bit.
After running home and telling his parents about it, his dad signed him up for a month to see how he'd do.
I just really fell in love with it. For some reason, I picked things up really fast. And after a month of training, they actually made a deal with me to let me train there for free in exchange for me to clean the gym.
Every day after school, Ho walked to the gym and cleaned up the mats and bags. Once he was done cleaning, he got in his training session for as long as the gym would let him stay.
I would actually take all of the classes, kickboxing classes, all the cardio classes, jiu-jitsu classes. I would stay there sometimes until like midnight. It's just been my life ever since.
While there have not been many UFC fighters to come out of Vietnam, there was one that Ho looked up to.
There was one fighter named Kong Lee. I remember when I was a kid watching him growing up. When I first got into the sport, I saw a couple of his fights. It really inspired me because he's a really good fighter and he came from the same origin as me. I thought like if he could do it, I could do it too.
That is a big name to live up to in his eyes, but Ho embraces this challenge.
He's on the right path. I see him being a UFC world champion, being a household name, bringing Vietnam into UFC. I see him being the guy.
And An Tuan Ho sees that being the next step in his journey. In Phoenix, Parker Dunn, Cronkite Sports Report.